Hello everyone, my name is Zoe Amani and you're watching my channel Blankpaper. So today, please excuse this jumbo mic in the screen. I really should probably invest in a lav mic, but in order to get really crisp audio, I need to have this mic close to my face. So this is just what we're working with today. But yeah, hi, how are you guys doing? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I've been putting a lot of thought and planning into what I wanted to do this year in 2017. So I hope that the wait was worth it. For this first video, I'm going to be doing a year in review. Surprise, surprise. I got a bullet journal this year and I'm trying to do that. So I'm going to be referencing some notes in here for this video. Yeah, so let's just jump right into things. I want to talk a little bit about why I started Blankpaper, what my original plans were for this channel, and how I think it's grown this year or last year in 2016. So I actually had a YouTube channel prior to this one. It was called Gone Imagining, and I honestly did not put a whole lot of effort into the videos on that channel. It was just something for me to do. So I knew I wanted to create a channel and a platform where I could upload work that I was genuinely proud of and that I really spent a lot of time and effort creating. And so that was the whole point of Blankpaper, to be a channel in part that I could point people to and say, this is me, this is what I do, and this is work that I'm really proud of. Take it or leave it. So I wanted it to be a true reflection of me, a true reflection of my best work, and I wanted it to be somewhere where my imagination could run wild and I didn't put limits on myself and my creativity. So that's what I did. And then I started conceptualizing my first videos. I would plan on all of my videos a month in advance. And then once I planned it out, I would determine all the things I would need, all the props, locations, what I wanted to look like in the video, how I want the graphics to be. So my first 3 videos, my self-portrait, what is Blankpaper, and then Fail February, kind of were planned out like that. It's funny because looking back, I'm pretty proud of all those videos, but at the time I was really disappointed in how they turned out. Those 3 videos I think really set a tone for my channel and what I wanted to do moving forward. So my next video was the mood board. The mood board was really like an overnight thing. I love when something just has a very distinct aesthetic, regardless of what that is, but just when you see that a lot of work went into something looking a certain way and consistently sticking to that style. I chose Blankpaper because I felt like it was a name that could grow with me, regardless of what my aesthetic was, because there was the word blank, it kind of gave me a blank slate for whatever I wanted to do. The mood board was kind of a show like that as well, where each episode could be anything. It could look like anything and embody any aesthetic. So the first one was kind of inspired by the Korean drama Cheese in the Trap, because as I was watching that, I thought the aesthetic was so distinct. They really had a lot of yellows and blues. And so I was like, hey, why don't I create an aesthetic around these colors? And that's how the mood board started. And I literally planned that whole video the night before. I was like, okay, for music, I'm going to do this because these music videos kind of fit this aesthetic, and these are the shows I want to highlight. This is the colors I want to highlight, and so forth. I think that was the fastest I've ever created something, and it exceeded my expectations, because when I was doing it like that the night before, I was like, there's no way this is going to turn out good because it's so last minute. It started a series that I'm really proud of and is a show that'll be around for a while on my channel. The next series that I created was my Japan travel series. This was something I'd been wanting to do for a long time. It was a year in the, well, not a year in the making, a year on the shelf really, because I had been to Japan in summer of 2015 and I wanted to do something with all of my good footage from that trip that really embodied how I felt at the time. I had originally done voiceover telling stories as I showed the footage. I really liked it, but I thought it would be too long and that people wouldn't watch it, which is funny because I literally have a show called the Moodboard that was lasting 30 minutes, but for some reason I felt like I needed content on my channel that was a lot more short form. So I ended up just doing title cards. The problem with doing that was, in order for the title cards to be visible on every shot, I had to fade the video so the title cards would stand out. I wish that I had kind of gone with my original idea. And then came the great creative block again. And there was so much I wanted to do, but I felt like I just couldn't make things at the quality that I wanted. I was living at home in the suburbs. I felt like I just didn't have the space that I needed to create the kind of videos that I wanted. So I just was like, not really doing anything. And then I moved, which was crazy and totally unexpected, like kind of happened a bit on a whim. Like it was like a month in planning. It wasn't like the next day or anything. I think when I was first doing videos, like you see my bedroom and how it looked, it was so different from what I envisioned for Blank Paper, because Blank Paper was supposed to be clean, sweet, minimal, and fun. If it were to me, I would have been in front of like a white wall, like very clean lines, like clean modern furniture and like all this different stuff, but that was like not my space at all at home. So when I moved, it was just like, oh my gosh, white walls. As you can see behind me, it's actually not quite white, it's more like eggshell, but yeah, that created like an aesthetic shift. You can really see it in that first update video. After that, like I did my back to school series, which was like a huge shift in my channel because I did my first ASMR videos, which I was so proud of and so happy that I was brave enough to do this thing that I thought people would think was weird. I got a really great response from that series. In fact, my how to take notes video is like my most watched video on my channel. Then came another creative rut. I was starting to feel a bit dissatisfied with how much my channel was starting to feel like work, because at the time when I created my back to school series, I was actually really sick. I had like chronic sinusitis and it was really painful. And so making videos took so much effort and time that I felt like I really didn't have the energy for. And I just wanted a channel where I could just like turn on the camera and just start talking, and it didn't have to always be all this effort that I'd originally been putting into my videos. So that's when I started Let's Chat. I just felt it was important to have something like that. So when I was in moments like that I knew I could always just turn on the camera and talk to you guys. And then in that same vein, I did the fashion tag, which was another like kind of just sit down talk video. I felt like it really captured my style well. So I can always look back and know, hey, at 23, this is what my style was like. The accomplishment that I'm most proud of from 2016 is the first episode of season 2 of the Moodboard. Oh man, this was like a project that I worked so hard on and I planned for so long. I had this idea and at first I was like, I don't have a coffee shop to film at, so this isn't gonna work next. I remember that day I just was like, no, why don't I start looking to see what coffee shops are around. The worst that can happen is they say no, and then I can say, all right, I have no coffee shops to film at. Then I found this one coffee shop and it just was perfect. I actually called them several times and emailed them multiple times, and like I was not hearing back and I was getting really discouraged. And then one day I got the call and I was least expecting. I was like, who is this? And it was the manager or the director of that coffee shop, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, come in and, we can talk about the logistics of everything. And I was like, are you serious? It really worked out. I was working on the graphics for that video like a month in advance, like before it even came out. So I had like the framework of everything. Made me realize like how great a video can come out when you really pre-plan, which is ironic because after that came my 2 weeks of daily blank paper. That was my one disappointment of the year. I just kind of got a spike in subscribers like after my back to school series because of it just being well timed and SEO and all that stuff. I felt like I had to take advantage of that momentum, and I was like, man, I need to be more present, I need to be more relevant. What I'm doing is just not enough for my channel. I have so many ideas that don't get executed, so I was like, I need to do shorter videos that I can just do and get my ideas out there, because like I'm never going to get to some of these concepts and ideas if I'm working at the pace that I'm working at. So it's like, either you can want things to be perfect and never upload a video, or you can give your ideas a chance and just create something and be okay with the outcome. There were other reasons, but I think I explained that in a previous video. I just felt like I really abandoned my original mission statement and my original intentions going into Blankpaper, because I always wanted it to be work that I was really proud of, that I could point to, and if anyone asked me what I did, I could show them and say, this is me, this is my work, and I'm really proud of it. Some of those videos, I was just not at all satisfied with the final execution. I just think at this point I'm realizing I really value the quality of my content over the quantity of it. When I first became interested in YouTube in like 2007, which is almost 10 years ago. No, it is 10 years. What? That's 10 years ago. Oh my God. When I first became interested in YouTube 10 years ago, and then really super interested like in 2010 as a career path, it was like, wow, these people get on here and they just do what they want to do. I went to school for film, and it is so hard to break into the film industry, especially as a minority, as a Black woman. Today, I see a lot more Black women in film and media doing things. But when I was a freshman in college, I don't think I could have thought of anyone. Even if there was someone, it was like one or two people, and they seemed exceptional. You know, when you don't necessarily know, if you're exceptional when you're just starting out. I was seeing people on YouTube who were successful, who were like just like me, who were just normal people, who were creating content that would never make it onto primetime television. It just all seemed so possible, and they were doing exactly what they wanted. I think now it's like there's a game to YouTube. It kind of defeats the whole purpose, because it's like, if I have to get on here and like play this game and, do things for likes and shares and subscribers, the original purpose of being on YouTube, because you could simply create the content that you wanted, it's not there anymore. I just feel like you have to stick to your guns and stick to your convictions, and good things will follow. And you can't listen to the noise and like everyone telling you have to do things this way and you have to do things that way if you want to be successful. I think you have to do things the way that you are supposed to, the purpose that you feel that you were put on this earth for. Only you really like sense that inside of you, and if you just listen to like all the noise out here of like people saying what you have to do, then that purpose is gonna get lost in all of that. That's just kind of the realization I guess I came to after taking a break, and I just realized I just want to create the content that I want to create and the content I want others to see. I certainly don't just create content for me. I create content that I want to have an impact on others and, make them feel a certain way and make them think about certain things and dream. I realize like that's priority one on my channel. Ultimately, you gotta do what you know in your heart is right. Yeah, that is kind of like my year in review for Blankpaper. There was like a lot more that I wanted to talk about, but I'll have to cut it short. I actually have to head out to do some errands in a little bit, so that's gonna be all for now. Yeah, I'm thankful that you guys found something special in my content enough to subscribe to me and decide to watch me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and please look forward to more content from my channel in the future. I just hope that you all stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.